it's like to be tall. Wow. Neat. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's great to see everybody. It's nice to have gatherings like this where I can kind of reconnect with, I know you're out there. It's nice to have a night with you. Probably the most important thing I'd like to tell you is that I love the work of the legislature. I love the work. Most of you have heard me say this before. I like to say the policy work is really great. The politics are not really great. But when you're working on something that is meaningful, and I've met people who approached me and told me that bills I've passed, bills I've worked on, bills I've voted for or against have directly helped them, that's why I do it, and I love the work. There's some important points to make. Our state is in better shape than 48 other states of 50. We are one of two that have money in the bank. We have a balanced budget. We are constitutionally bound as a legislature to pass a balanced budget. And I don't know why any other state wouldn't do that. My household has to have a balanced budget. How about yours?
No, I always been that way.
So, no. Depends what shoes I see, really. But a lot of the legislation is so meaningful. So a lot of it sounds dry. I work a lot on water policy, and a lot of people don't spend their days thinking about water policy. And I'm really glad that I think about it so that you don't have to. I hope you all woke up this morning and made coffee and got in the shower and watered plants and didn't think at all about whether or not your water was clean or whether or not there was enough of it. I'll do that. I worry about that a lot. And I've passed legislation to make sure that you have, this community and other communities in Montana have clean, potable water and enough of it, and that we use it responsibly. One of the bills I'm really quite proud of is benefit for downtown Bozeman, our beloved downtown. After the explosion March 5th, I passed a bill to preserve the value of the entire downtown district. That entire value was at risk. There was no provision in state law to save the value of a TIF district, or a downtown business district, after a disaster. And not a disaster like a sidewalk sale that didn't do too well. A disaster like we lose a block to an explosion and a fire that lasts 22 ever-loving hours. So I had a lot of sympathy, admittedly, but I was the only one who thought, do we have any provision to save the value of the TIF district? Got on the phone at 6:30 in the morning to the director of the Department of Revenue and said, I didn't find this in code when I looked. Please tell me I'm wrong. Otherwise, I'm bringing a bill. And that bill did pass. That saves our downtown district. It saves every bond we've let against that district. And it helps any other downtown district like it. Another bill of which I'm very proud is a bill that allows the donation of cancer drugs to patients who need them but cannot afford them. And that bill was brought to me by a woman who is right there, Deb Hensold, the wife of an oncologist at the Bozeman Cancer Center, who at one meeting sidled up to me and said, did you know that millions of dollars of cancer drugs are just being thrown away and patients need them, but there's no connection between a patient who's overcome a treatment or, sadly, someone who might have passed. There's no provision to get drugs that are perfectly good to patients who need them but cannot spend $5,000 in some cases for one prescription. So we passed the bill that allows cancer drugs to be donated through pharmacies. It's never patient to patient. Here, try this. It's through pharmacies. Pharmacies know the drug interactions. They know the patients who need the drug, or care facilities like the Cancer Center, so that patients who need them can get them. And honestly, that's what the work is about. If there's a problem, just fix it. Honestly, it's not rocket surgery. We just identify their priorities and get down to it. That's what I really love. I love getting into the details and making something work. Not everything passes, but it is absolutely worthwhile to hold the conversation and try to get something better. So that's why I want to go back. Your help is imperative. there are two things that I would be most grateful for. The first is I personally have been knocking on doors and telling people how fabulous I am. And some don't believe it. I don't understand. But they believe it when you say it. So letters to the editor or conversations among people you know, that means the world. People will listen to their friends. They don't like to listen to politicians, although I'm a public servant. I'm not a politician. Let me just make that distinction. But please spread the word. And letters to the editor are a great way to do it. The editorial page in the Bozeman Daily Chronicle is the most read piece of the paper, for better or for worse. And so if you would be willing to write a letter on whatever topic appeals to you, I can, if you like, give you one or two sentences about what I've worked on in hunting and fishing, or cancer drug donation, or downtown business, or whatever it is, property taxes, whatever, doesn't matter. And I would appreciate your support that way. The other thing is your contribution, and you cannot know how I can pinch a penny to nothing. So I will make your dollars count, and I really appreciate the support. So spread the word, share the wealth, and thank you very much. If you'd like to host a yard sign, I will post and poll the yard sign. You don't have to lift a finger, you just have to look at it for 60 days or something. It's really quite lovely. Bobcat colors and everything. So thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and re-election.